In this video, let us consider some more problem and some other cases. In last video, we have considered this case when this is positive. Now let us consider x minus a is a factor, x minus b is a factor, and they are negative. When they are negative, so this means one factor is positive, another is negative, or this is negative, this is positive. So considering the two cases, now let us make the case. So in case 1, we say that x minus a, this value is a positive and x minus b is a negative. So from here we will say x is greater than a and x is smaller than b. And suppose I have given this case a is greater than b. Now because a is greater than b, b is on left hand side, a is on the right hand side. We are saying x is bigger than a. It is bigger than a. And here we are saying x is smaller than a. In same case, so it is not possible. Let us look at the second case now. In the second case, we have taken this one. When x minus a is negative and x minus b is positive. So x is smaller than a and x is bigger than a. And the same condition, a is bigger than a. So a is on the right side, b is on the left hand side. X is smaller than a, x is bigger than a. So we got a common range. So here the common range is x lies between b and a. B is smaller, it will come on the left hand side. A is bigger, it will come on the right hand side. So now we can use this as a formula to solve this type of the problem when we have less than. So let us take this example, x plus 7, x plus 2 less than or equal to 0. Notice here it is less than. So one factor is either plus and the second is negative, or this is negative, this is plus. We have just done the formula. Let us identify which is smaller. So it is x minus of minus 7. And here it is x minus of minus 2 less than 0. From the number system line we can see minus 2 will lie on the right hand side, minus 7 will be on the left hand side to minus 2. So this is smaller than minus 2. So there will be only one possibility of this when x will be lying between minus 7 to bigger and minus 2 to smaller. So this means we will have minus 7 less than equal. Earlier we did not have the equality sign in this case. So it was strictly less than. So now I will put less than also. It is less than minus 2. So by applying previous formula, we can directly write the range for this question. Let us take one more problem. In this case, 6x square plus 9x minus 10x minus 15 less than 0. Make the factors 3x, 2x plus 3 minus 5 times 2x plus 3 less than 0. So we got 3x minus 5 and we got 2x plus 3 less than 0. Now write into that format. The first factor will give me, you can see from here, I will get x minus of 5 by 3, taking 3 common. But we can ignore this 3 because it is already positive. Just focus on the factors. From the next factor, you can take 2 common and inside we will have x plus 3 by 2, which we can further write x minus of minus 3 by 2. Okay, and this is positive. So just ignoring these terms, what will be inside the factor? We will have x minus 5 by 3 and we will have x minus of minus 3 by 2. Now this is less than 0. So from here if I want to compare, assuming that the non-negative quantity that I have taken common, they may get cancelled out in the denominator because they were positive. So from here now, because it is negative, so we are going to get one common range only. X is bigger than the smaller number. What is smaller here? 5 by 3 and minus 3 by 2. From here we can see one is positive, another is negative. So minus 3 by 2 will come on left side, 5 by 3 will come on the right side. And that acts as a solution. Now in the third problem we can see we want to solve this inequality. And here the symbol is greater than. So remember we have done the formula x minus a, x minus b when it is positive. And knowing that a is greater than b, so x is bigger than the bigger quantity or x is smaller than the smaller quantity. This formula will hold. If something is negative, then we have the another formula. So now let us assume that these two are as a factor. So treat 3x plus 5 as one factor and 2 minus 7x as another factor. Take 3 common from here. I will get x minus of 5 by 3. From this another factor, that is 2 minus 7x, because x is with the negative sign. So take minus 7 outside. I will get x minus of 2 by 7. Now when I multiply or substitute these two factors here in the given statement, I have 3 x minus of minus 5 by 3. And in the denominator I have minus 7 of x minus of 2 by 3. But we see that we got a negative sign here. So this inequality, when I want to reduce this negative sign or I want to finish this negative sign, this is same as 3 times x minus of minus 5 by 3 divided by 7 of x minus 2 by 7, and just reverse this inequality because I have finished now the negative sign here. Now because it is negative, so I want to apply the negative formula. The negative formula was whenever x minus a into x minus b is less than or equal to 0 and maybe a is greater than b. So in this case, if a is bigger, it will come on the right hand side, smaller value will come on the right hand side. You may put equality here because here I have considered less than equal to. So this will become the formula range for this case if both are in the multiplication. Now from here you can apply into this formula. Look at which is bigger. The bigger is, here it is 2 by 7. On the numerator it is minus 5 by 7. Obviously 2 by 7 is positive, minus 5 by 3 is smaller. So I am going to keep minus 5 by 3 on the left side and 2 by 7 on the right side. Also I need less than equal. So equality is included here because this term was in the numerator, no problem. But here I cannot include equality because if you put equal here in the denominator, so 2 by 7 minus 2 by 7 will be 0. So this is the range for the given problem. Now let us solve this question number 4th and 5th. For the 4th question, just simply take the LCM. I get 3 minus x minus of x plus 2 divided by 3 minus x greater than or equal to 0. We will get 5 minus 2x upon 3 minus x greater than or equal to 0. Now you see this is greater than or equal to 0. So I am going to apply the formula for x minus a into x minus b greater than or equal to 0. Knowing if a is bigger than b, then x is bigger than the bigger quantity or x is smaller than the smaller quantity. So we can just directly look at the 2 factor in the numerator. We have 5 minus 2x, one factor, and we have 3 minus x, the other factor. So here I will get 5 minus 2x. So I will take this minus 2 common. Inside I will have x minus 5 by 2. From this case I will take minus 1 common. I will get x minus 3. This negative and this negative will get cancelled. So in the term which is here, I will actually have x minus 5 by 2 upon x minus 3 greater than or equal to 0. So there is no change in the sign of inequality because only these two terms were cancelled. So this is the term. Now they both are positive. If they both are positive, I will now compare from the formula. 5 by 2 is 2.5, 3 is 3. So denominator term is bigger. So I will have x is bigger than 3 or x is smaller than 5 by 2. It may have equality also. In the denominator we will not put equality because it is in the denominator. So this will hold as the range for this question. Now let us solve the 5th case. In the 5th case we have x minus x plus 2 in the denominator. So I can cross multiply, but we have seen in the previous videos that when I cross multiply and I do not know what is the sign for x plus 2, it is positive or negative. So I have to make cases. But I want a shortcut method. I do not want to make so many cases. So what I will do is I will take 4x plus 2 minus k. Because while taking left hand side, you can add, subtract anything. Inequality sign does not change. Now take the LCM. When I take the LCM, I will get 4 minus 2k minus kx divided by x plus 2, and this is negative. So here we now have, and in the numerator we can also see that this term is, if I take minus k outside, I will have x minus 4 minus 2k by k. So just take this negative outside and this is like a constant term and divided by k. Whole divided by x plus x minus of minus 2 less than negative. Now you got 2 factor. This term is something related to x minus a upon x minus b. It is something related to this. We already know the formula. If x minus a into x minus b is positive or greater than equal to 0, and we know that if a is greater than or equal to b, in this case Either x is greater than or equal to a, or x is strictly less than b. This is the one formula that we have. The second formula we have is the if x minus a and x minus b is less than or equal to 0 and a is bigger than or equal to b, then x lies between b and a. So I want to use now these formulas. So compare this. But again, k is a parameter in the problem. We do not know what is the sign of k. If I assume that this is less than and I will apply this formula, it may get wrong because I do not know the sign of k. So we will make many cases now. If k is positive, there is a negative sign here, and this negative sign will change the inequality. So my current inequality will be x minus 4 minus 2k by k upon x minus of minus 2 strictly positive. If it is strictly positive, I am going to apply the first formula. Okay. In this case, I have to also see which is bigger and smaller term. So here this is 4 minus 2k by k. Let's separate out the term. This is 4 by k minus 2k by k. This is 4 by k minus 2. So this value is minus 2 plus 4 by k. So it is minus 2, adding something 4 by k, and k we have already taken to be positive. So this term in the numerator, this is bigger than the term in the denominator. So I will take the case that x is bigger than minus 2 plus 4k, which is this term in the numerator, or x is smaller than minus 2. So this will be the first case solution when k is strictly positive. Now assume that k is negative. If k is negative, so this negative and this negative sign will make it positive. So the inequality sign will remain as it is. 4 minus 2k by k upon x minus of minus 2 will remain as it is. This is negative. So here, now what we will see? We will apply the second formula, the one that have a negative. In this case, x will get into a range. So we'll have to see which is smaller and which is bigger term first. So that bigger term will come on the right hand side and the smaller term will come on the left hand side. Now again see it from this term. Numerator was this term and denominator we already know minus 2. But see here, this k in this case is negative. We have selected k to be negative. So it is minus 2 minus 4 by some k because k is negative. So now this becomes smaller and minus 2 becomes bigger. So x lies between minus 2 and the smaller term, that is minus 2 plus 4k. In this case, now this will be the range. Okay, because the bigger and the smaller quantity has changed. And we've got a range like this one. And now in the third case, when k is equal to 0, from the statement we can see that 4 upon x plus 2 is less than k, and k we have taken 0. So this is same as 4 upon x plus 2 less than 0. We see numerator is already positive. So the only possibility that this quantity will become negative is that x plus 2 has to be negative. If x plus 2 is negative, this means x must be always less than minus 2. So this becomes the answer for the third case.